Right now, you tuned into the Beat Block Podcast. I'm your host, Jit Fair on the way. I got my co-host here today, Zay Cartier.
Yo.
And today we have, on the block today, we have a producer who's worked with Lil Baby, Future, Roddy Ricch, Big 30, and more. Lexx Darkstar. What's happening, my brother?
What's going on, man?
What's good with you? How you doing?
Man, cooling it, man. Working still, you know.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you coming through the block, man.
Appreciate you, dog.
Let's start from the beginning, bro. What got you in music first, man?
Man, I started battle rapping, and battle rapping was in high school, and then the guy who he kind of forced me to battle rap. He got me into like production, like FL Studio, and you know, just
FL gang.
Yeah, FL
right,
gang.
what age this was? Like,
man, I was like 16.
Okay.
I'm 32 now, so
that's real.
So he got me into FL Studio. I'm like, man, what? Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, what he doing? Like, I said, because it was like FL6.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that looked like.
Yeah.
I remember.
It was like these. I was like, I'm seeing
blocks.
these blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, what he doing? The beat was so hard.
The graphics were so plain back
Yeah. And the beat was so hard. I'm like, how did he do that? I'm trying to learn this. I'm like, bro, that's going crazy. So I started music production, but never had when I seen him do it on FL Studio, I didn't have a copy of FL Studio yet. So I was making beats on a silver keyboard. It was like a Casio. So, you know, I started on there. Then later down the road, I got in touch with my neighbor who was working with FL Studio at the time, and I got a copy of the program from him. And then I went from there. Just went crazy, and I ain't never stopped since then. So, yeah.
And how old are you now?
32.
Oh, yeah, so you've been going crazy.
Yeah, since then, yeah. FL6 is where I started at, yeah.
All right, so you say you started from 16. Now, what kept you going the whole time through then? So from you say you was on a Casio keyboard making just standalone beats to FL.
Yeah.
Between then and when things actually took off for you, like what kept you motivated in between time? Like, was it just the love?
It was the reaction from people, and I was like, wow. Like, you know,
right.
I don't realize what I do sometimes. You know, like I don't realize the impact I have on people.
Because when I hear your production, I hear a lot of instrumentation. Like I hear like on that Roddy Ricch track, the Move
to Miami. Yeah,
like my favorite part on there, the keys. You did the keys on there, right? Like that's my favorite part on there. Like, but I hear that element in a lot of your productions. Like, them keys, like you cold on them. Like, how did that even start? How did that come about?
That's actually a crazy story because there's a producer by the name of D Melody. One day I went to his house, and he had like a grand piano in a room. It's just that room has that grand piano in it. There's nothing in there. And I sat on the carpet, vibing. It was very quiet. He started playing. I'm like, what in the world? It was the way he played. I'm like, that's crazy. I never heard him play like that. And I told him, I was like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I started like learning, and I didn't take no tutorials. I always had a ear for melody.
So you all self-taught by ear?
Right. I can't read music, and I can't.
Oh, wow.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is what you just said, and you know what's crazy? I was always good clicking in the melodies at 16, so I already knew I had some type of gift. But it was him when he played the keys. I'm like, whoa, man, I gotta do that. And in 2015, I started playing. January 1st, 2015, I started playing, and then I started like uploading videos everywhere, covers, me making my own compositions, and I'm like, this could work out. You know what I'm saying?
It was like YouTube or like?
Yeah, it was on YouTube, and you know my YouTube is not active. I gotta do another one, but I started doing so many videos on Instagram. I had an old Instagram, and I was uploading like 7 videos a day, maybe like 5 to 7 videos a day, doing covers. Going crazy, and hashtagging 808 Mafia, like all of that. And then that's how I got discovered by TM88.
Okay, see, I was finna go into the next. So since you brought it up, going to that, how did that come about exactly? Like, I don't know, you kind of went into it now. But
so I've always told myself, you know, my dream is like to just do music because I knew I could. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to like,
Right.
I want to do this. Like go hard. So as a producer, you look for your niche. If you're good at something in music production, find that one thing you're good at and just there's that lane.
Right.
Because
Sure.
it's gonna be there's not gonna be too much traffic because you're good at something. So you attack that and you're gonna get your your audience. So I realized, hold on, I'm good on the keys. You know what I'm saying? I can do beats and stuff like that. So, I started going from that and I started doing so many videos. And I think I even, at one point, hashtagged TM in one of the posts. But I was tagging 808 Mafia so much, like 808 Mafia, and boom, boom, boom. Because my dream was always to be in that group. And, I did Waka Flocka lurking on the keys at one point. I did, the stuff that you don't
like covers
on the cover, bro. You don't see that. You don't see that.
Right.
So what I was doing on the keys is like, okay, who is not doing what on the keys? I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm gonna do that trap stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Because usually you see like old 90s songs.
Yeah, like the traditional
music.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like I want to do stuff that you can't look up tutorials on.
See, that's smart. That's different.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. And I started doing it, and then I found my lane, and I went crazy, and I even I hashtag Southside. Back when I think it was like back in 2016, 17, and I would say like either 2019 or 2020. I got a message when I was in Ocala. Was it Ocala? I was in Ocala, and it was a message from TM, and he said, "Magical." His exact words were, "Magical." ... Let's work, and then my life changed after that.
You manifested that.
Okay, so you at 808 Mafia? Is it Crash? I see you got the Crash Dummy Records T-shirt.
Yeah,
on.
so TM, co-founder of 808 Mafia. Shout out to TM. That's my brother, my friend. He saved my life. Shout out to TM. He is the co-founder of 808 Mafia. If anything, the creator of 808 Mafia, and he saved my life.
Okay.
And he has helped me, and he's not just my collaborator. He's a friend to me.
That's
dope.
real.
That's dope, man. All right, so let's get into some of these records, man. You did Move to Miami, as we mentioned before, for Roddy Ricch. How did that come about?
I almost didn't make it. It was like a 98%, a 99% chance I wasn't gonna make it on the album. I was scared, bro. I was nervous. I'm like, man, I'm talking to TM, and he's telling me like, yo, we might not make it, and I did announce it too early, and because he announced it first, so TM publicly posted it. That's why I did it. I did it, down the road, and then, I was informed that that I might not make it on the album. And I had to wait some time, waited the next day, and the record dropped. Okay. And that it changed my life. That was an old loop.
That was your first placement?
No. My first placement was with Big 30, with Future. Whatever comes with it. That's the name of the song.
Come with it, yeah. That one hard.
That was my first major placement with Future.
That's big for your first one too.
Yeah, and that's a big one too.
And how old were you then?
What year that came out? Matter of fact,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know. I'm 32 now. It had to be when I was like 31, probably like 30 or 31. Yeah.
Okay. So
all my placements are like really like close. They're not like
So what year was this when you first got with TM? Like when he hit you up?
2020.
2020. Okay, so it's like last few years you've been going crazy.
That just to show you, hey, don't give up either. It don't matter how old you are. Like,
for real.
Keep it going.
I've been fighting for my dreams since I was like 16.
Yeah.
Fighting.
But you gotta stay consistent at it, man. If you really want something, you gotta stay at it, bro. You gotta stay at it.
Yeah.
You did Gunsmoke for G Herbo.
Oh, Gunpowder.
Gunpowder, excuse me.
Yeah, G Herbo and Future. That's my other song with Future. So Gunpowder. Shout out to Future.
How did that one come about?
man, that loop that I made. Shout out to DJ Moon for producing the record with me. That loop was one of the oldest loops I've ever, like, it was old, something I made a long time ago.
Right.
And it landed, I'm like, what? That's crazy.
Like,
They use it.
Is it like, did y'all send the beat off? Was it in studio or how did that go?
Even DJ Moon was surprised. Like,
Moon,
yeah,
he actually got to play. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he made the play for me, so
okay.
He know more about it. I was just surprised. It dropped out of nowhere. I'm like, that's crazy. One of my oldest loops.
How did that something like that feel? Like, cause me, I'm more on the drum side. Like when I collab with other producers, a lot of times I'm doing more of the drums, and they, I like to work with people who dope on the instrumentation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does that come into play? Like, even like a regular work day for you? Like, for one, like how does that even go for you? Like when you sit down to work in the studio, like as far as a loop maker.
I go based on what I feel. A lot of people, they just they overthink a lot. Like when they finally make it, they feel like they have to make a certain type of sound. But I go based off feeling, because they're gonna use it anyways.
Right.
Because you can turn something into something, and then that something turns into something. These days, you got like 7 producers on one beat.
Right.
So why overthink? Why overthink when they're gonna change your sound anyways?
Yeah.
What's your creative process now, dude?
My creative process is like, I like to have the environment that I'm in. It needs to be dark. I close the blinds. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like everybody the same way. All producers like,
Yeah.
Literally me too, bro.
Like my girl coming out like, why you don't open the blinds?
Nah.
No, close.
No.
I'm in my zone.
I like to close the blinds and you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, I got my fish tank. It lights up. I got my red light in the kitchen. It turns on. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 this and that. That's the vibe I need. I need it dark and ambient.
Right.
And I just go by feeling. Because honestly, like my forte is melody. I could use any instrument, strings, whatever the case may be, and I just go crazy. I don't think too much.
VSTs you use now?
I was just about to say.
Yeah, I use Contact. I use Reactor 6. I use FM8. I use Massive X. I use Citrus. Yeah, I use Nexus.
Well, back up. Don't you finish the skip past that. Citrus. What you
I was
doing
about to say,
Citrus?
hold on.
I've been using Citrus since I was 16. I have not stopped.
Damn.
I have not stopped.
Who's that through? That's through FL? Like that's a stock plug?
That's a stock plugin.
On FL.
Yeah.
Like, you try to skip past that.
Yeah, for real.
Doing what you doing?
Stock plugins, do not sleep on stock plugins.
You know what's a good one? Y'all ever used Morphine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I use that too.
Hey, Morphine is
People be sleep
crazy.
on Gladiator. I use Gladiator too.
That one too.
I don't got that
Gladiator
one.
2.
But I used to use it though.
Yeah.
I
People
don't
be
got it.
sleep on Gladiator, man. I did some things with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you say influenced your sound? As far as like production wise, or even music you've listened to, like coming up, like what would you say goes into your sound? Because it's real different.
That's a very good question. Because you know what? TM told me on the phone. Told me numerous times. He said, man, I never heard nobody plays the keys like you. Then somebody else told me on IG Live, I've never heard nobody play the keys like you. And then I'm thinking to myself, damn, who else is doing this? So I can't really tell you, like, I don't know. I can only say one person that got me, like, influenced me. I would say Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Those chords, man, they're different. But I honestly, like, I don't know. The way I play is like unheard of. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm not trying to make myself seem.
Nah, you got your own swag.
You really got
I
your
find
twist
like
to
I
it.
found my style, bro, and I'm like, it's crazy the way people react. And TM keeps telling me that. It's like I've never heard nobody play the keys.
Because it's a difference like between, because it might be some people who you could put a symphony in front of, they could play the whole everything, but they probably can't make something that another producer or a rapper could rap on, or a producer could take and make something behind. But I could tell like the way you play is like you learned to make beats. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I could tell when you learned, all you was learning it was to make beats, like to make
In your
dope
own
shit.
way.
But
Yeah.
it's like you got your own twist on it when you doing your thing. Like,
but I mean, it's God given, you know. I can't question that, and I'm not gonna look any further than that, you know, because I got a purpose on this earth, and obviously it's already working. So I'm just here to make it happen.
And you say you use an FL, right?
Yeah, I use FL.
Okay, that would be kind of blowing me, man. Cause I be hearing some of this stuff like, so you do everything in FL?
Everything.
So there's no sustain pedals or nothing.
No,
like
there
that?
is sustain.
Okay, what we talking about now? Talk to me. What
So so basically, like,
how you using sustain pedal with FL? Like,
FL can recognize, like, when you go to, you know, you go to your file, you go to the MIDI, and you enable your keyboard. So a lot of people don't really talk about this, but the sustain is you know, it can run through FL. You know what I'm saying? That every time you hit that pedal, you know, it's gonna sustain your notes.
mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So basically, like, I run through Edison. So I don't even bounce out my tracks from FL directly using the piano as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I used to do it a lot, but I run through Edison and I bounce out the melody from Edison.
Oh shit! No, you want some other shit? I ain't.
Yeah,
I ain't
not
never
through
thought
FL,
about it.
not through FL. And the reason I stopped doing that is because it was cut. The pedal wasn't recorded after I bounced it down in MP3 through FL. So I'm like, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to update my contact. But I record in Edison, and it's an automatic WAV file, not MP3. So it bounces and it's clear. I can chop it up, you know, make sure that you don't have to trim it anymore when you upload it on FL. So you can just drag and that's it and use it.
You ain't got the space in it.
Yeah, and you good. And
you got the sauce, right?
Yeah, real
Keep
shit.
putting some game on.
And what's crazy is you're responsible for your own recording in Edison. You have to click when it stops.
Yeah.
Because it determines the trimming. So it's gonna go by, okay, so if you hit, you know, if you trim your track in Edison and, you know, you wanna, like, make sure that it loops the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to stop the recording at the right time. So what I do is, because when you're recording and it goes to the end of the loop, it's gonna go like that. But so you have to stop it like that. So what I do is I put another pattern and I space it out. So when it stops, at least I'll give it some room to keep going, and I'll stop it myself. But it keeps going because I put something in the graph to sustain the arrow. So that's how I do my loops, and it sounds very clear. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds more live.
And shout out to Gezin from 808 Mafia. He told me to send him some waves. I'll send you some waves, my boy.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about doing no shit like that, but yeah, I'm down. And it probably sound like foreign language to somebody who don't know about producing, like all you just said. But like I ain't never even thought about it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand. Like when you're a pianist, you're no longer just a producer. You're an athlete.
You're a composer.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're not using just your hands, you're using your whole body. And what's crazy is, like, you know, when you're playing the keys, you know what I'm saying, you have to practice the same things like someone in boxing or in basketball. You have to practice the same things they practice, like strength, dexterity, your hands. My hands couldn't go like this at one point. You know what I'm saying? They were hurting. But you practice dexterity and your hands get used to it.
Right.
So, and that's all part of relaxation. You know what I'm saying? You got to relax. When you play an instrument, you have to relax. That's what prevents injury. See, it's like sports. You play sports, you get injured, blah, blah, blah. You can get injured playing an instrument because you're stressing over, because you're trying to be so good at it that you stress yourself over it. And that's how you get carpal tunnel, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So the number one thing before picking up an instrument is the art of relaxation. You have to relax yourself, your body, everything.
See, that's some game I could have used, man. Like trying to, I remember them days going in like late night, overnight, making beats. But I always get carpal tunnel. I always have all this.
Yeah, because you're stressed, because your mind is like, because you have to dedicate your entire brain to just accepting the fact that I can't do this now, but I can do it later as long as I repeat my hands.
Right.
But people they get impatient. They rush it, and believe it or not, your body feels tense based on how you feel. And based on how you feel, once you put your hands on the keys and you're stressing, your hands go like this, and then injury starts to, it could happen.
I got you. It makes sense. It make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I don't play. I don't play the way traditional like teachers.
Mm-hmm.
They go against how I play. They don't like how I play. They say that my hands look stressed, but I'm not stressed. That's just how I play. You know what I'm saying? So I go against their teachings, and their teachings aren't going against mine. That's why nobody can play like me.
But you do got your own flavor. So I
The rolls with my fingers, my
listening.
pinky, it stands out. I don't know if you saw, if you see my lives and stuff like that, my pinky sometimes it stands out.
Yeah, I was about to get into that. I actually, if you go on YouTube, it's a few lives that you'll see of you like making some cold stuff. Like, but what is it a specific sound you going for nowadays? As far as like when you sending loops off or you collaborating with other producers, like what's the type of vibe you going for nowadays? Or
Lately, I've been studying Mike Dean, so I've been trying to do some of the stuff he does. But
Mike Dean, the GOAT.
That's him.
I'm trying to do what
Wait,
he
then
do.
you do. Then he produced on one of the tracks you did. I could have sworn one of the credits said Mike Dean on it. It might have been the one with Roddy Ricch, if I ain't mistaken.
Probably, but I don't know.
Cause
If he is on it, then that's
that
an
beat
honor.
did have some switch ups though. It had like a break beat in there. Like it was some different shit.
If he is on there, then salute to him, and that's an honor to have him.
And that's another thing about that track also though. But were you involved in the structuring of the process of the song? Because
The arrangement?
yeah, the arrangement.
No,
because I haven't heard a song with solo in it for so long, but it was like a piano solo. It was
Yeah. You're talking about
breakbeat
that track
solo.
with Pure Born. I did a track with
Oh,
it was me, TM, and it was on TM's. I mean, Pure Born's album.
With TM88, right?
Right. The song's called Block Boy, and at the end there's a piano solo, and that's me.
Right.
That's hard, bro.
That-
Pierre, one of my
that's-
inspirations. That's
Yeah.
hard, bro.
Yeah.
And that track hard as hell. Like if you go play Block Boy, anybody ain't heard that song yet, go play Block Boy.
I gotta
And go
check
play the
that
Roddy
out.
Ricch song that he produced, Move to Miami. Those man, if you listen to the
The
instrumentation,
cadence of that piano though on the Roddy Ricch Little Baby, I never heard nobody do it, and I invented that. I was like, man, it gotta fit on the beat somehow, and I know TM can do it.
So
I recorded it on a 1/3 step.
what's some of it, like besides like the big producers? Like what's some unknown producers that you working with right now?
Shout out to C Hill Figure, Akio, Ears, my boy Ant, he right here. That's my cousin. He a loop maker, upcoming.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to LA Christ. Sorry if I said your name wrong. It's a female producer in Canada. I got my boy Deadly Sin. Shout out to him. Jayhawk Fly. I got them all in the group chat, so I'm trying to
I
help.
seen you on YouTube with him. You got a video on YouTube cooking on him.
Yeah,
he dope too.
Yeah, he
They all from Temple. They like
they all from all over.
Okay.
I got them on the group chat, and I'm trying to provide opportunities because I don't want it to be just about myself.
That's real.
Because
I feel like that's key in the producer community.
Yeah.
Like me and Jit was talking about this last time we was together. Just bringing the producers together and bringing opportunity for everybody. Because there's a lot of young people, trying to get to it and that got it.
It's a whole market right here locally that people don't even know about. Like people like you and myself. Like we all we got for real, man.
For real.
It's only
It's
gonna
a
be
family,
big as we
bro.
make it, man.
Yeah,
Like-
it's bigger than this music shit is bigger than placements, man. Placement is cool, man, but I've had people in my DMs talking about that they got cancer and my music has helped them get through it. I had people tell me like, because I even sing. So I even said some things in songs where like people can relate to. But I haven't dropped no songs yet.
I got you.
I'm too busy, man. I'm really locked in with TM and the squad. So super locked in.
What's something you've learned from the Crash Dummy team so far that you stuck with you?
Work ethic. Man, listen, I ain't gonna lie, dog. I had a few wake up calls, man, and I'm like, it's not what you think it is. If it's a hobby, it's like, you know, there's a difference between liking the idea of something, but then passion is, as soon as you wake up, you have to do it. It's not wanting to do it, it's you have to do it. Your heart says, I need to do this. I need to express myself. I have to open this laptop and I have to make a beat because that's the only way I'm going to escape. That's a sign of passion because you can't get away from it. And, you know, a lot of, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Like, you know, you got to be a little crazy to make it in life. Because when you start to lose people, it's when you are on the right path. Because then you know who's there for you in the long run and not the short term. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you start to see some kind of like negative like side effects in your life, like, man, I'm losing this person based off what I want to do in life, or this girl might not support me, she's not there for me like she's supposed to be, then it will throw you kind of down, but you're on the right path because now you know you're calling. You're going somewhere great, but to go somewhere great, there has to be some kind of pain, some kind of setback, but that's what's gonna move you forward. And I've been through it so many times, and till this day, I'll go through it. You know what I'm saying? But I have to understand that the more the suppression is, the greater the reward. You get what I'm saying? But that's passion. You know, some people like the idea of something, but that doesn't mean that they're really truly about it. It's the people that are like,
let's get it.
We have to get it, and then the people around them, some will support you, but some will be like, yo, this kid is crazy, man. Like, he has no life. But you're not supposed to live according to, you get what I'm saying?
People not gonna understand either because they not doing it, or they not, you know, they not. We all got our own visions and we all live in our own worlds, you know. So it's like
sometimes your vision gets shown to you, but like nobody else gonna understand it. But you might feel crazy. But yeah, cause that's why I got shown to you. Like that's your vision, that's your mission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody who was around me when I started my mission or started this journey, I thought it was gonna be a totally different group of people around me when I got to where I was going. Like, but now I look around and none of them people around. Like not one of them.
But look what,
one of them.
But look where you're at and look where they're at. You got what I'm saying?
And some of them not even in a bad space or nothing, but they just not on the path we set out first. But I am at least the path I set out, and it was, you know.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying for real, for real. But the next segment we're gonna go into is quick picks with Jit. I'm gonna give you what it is. I give you two choices, and then you just let me know which one you rocking with. All right. So first up, would you rather make solo beats or collab?
Collab.
Okay. Dr. Dre or Zaytoven?
I would say Dre.
Dre, he the first person to say Dre. That's what's up. Hardware or software?
Software.
Oh, that was fast. Okay.
I started with software.
You say you started with software, but you been on hardware before, right? Okay. Tom Brady or Tom G?
Tom Brady or Tom G? I don't really watch like, you know.
That's
I would say Tom G.
There we go.
That's the right answer.
We have everybody the same. Would you rather have a street anthem or a TikTok smash?
Street anthem.
Street anthem. Why you pick that one?
It seems more authentic. Okay. You can feel the energy more.
It's what the people want, not what they just gonna see.
Right.
808s or baseline?
Dang.
Oh yeah, I knew I was gonna get over that one. Yeah.
I'll say baseline. They can go in more genres.
Okay.
Yeah, 808 gonna stick to more like a more stricter genre. So I say baseline.
Baseline, okay.
Yeah, baseline you could do more.
That 808 moving around now. I heard a country song with 808s in it the other day. I ain't gonna lie, I swear that bit was hitting.
But you gonna feel the melody more with the baseline.
Yeah, you right though. The baseline gonna take you to any genre. Do you have any advice for any upcoming producers or artists trying to get into this game? Like, what piece of advice would you say is probably a key piece of advice you could give to them?
Man, here's the key piece. Here it goes. Take care of your mental health. All right? That's number one. Number two, find your niche. You got to really find something there's something about you that nobody got. Find it and water it. Just go crazy.
For sure.
But take care of your mental health, though, because that's longevity. That's like, the industry can make you or break you.
Definitely. That's some of the best advice been dropped on here. Them gems. Them
For
gems
real.
right there. Got to post that. All right, so is it anybody you want to shout out or you want to?
Yeah, shout out to my Crash Dummy team. Shout out to especially TM88, man. Proud of you, dog. Like, bro, we going crazy. Shout out to my upcoming producers. My cousin Ant.
All right, but it's been another episode of Beat Block right here. I appreciate you coming through the block, man.
Thanks for
I appreciate
having me.
my co-host Zay Cartier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm Jit Fair on the way. Who's signing out?